So Puss in Boots: The Last Wish just dropped in theaters, so I thought it would be a good idea to rank every Shrek and Puss in Boots movie, from the worst to the best. Now I won't include any of the Shrek shorts or Halloween/Christmas specials since they're not really movies. I'll include the 4 Shrek movies and the 2 Puss in Boots movies. Shrek the Third. I hate this film so much. This movie is just a bland, unfunny, and actually offensive addition to the Shrek franchise. I don't think I laughed or smiled once during this film. The jokes are cringe and bland and boring. Prince Charming is such a wasted and hilariously bad villain who has one of the most stupid endgame plans in any animated movie. Fiona and the other princesses have a boring subplot and don't really do anything in the film. Puss and Donkey also don't do anything in this film. And then the movie realizes that, so it makes Donkey and Puss switch bodies for no reason at all. And it's not even funny. This movie completely butchers the character of Shrek, and this movie rubs the fact that he doesn't want to have babies so hard in your face. And the whole plotline was executed so poorly. You would think that King Arthur would be a great addition to the Shrek world, but no, he's such a bland, cringe, and boring character with no personalities, no funny jokes, and just downright forgettable. The fact that he convinced all the villains to stop being evil in the finale with just one small speech is just bonkers. Let's not forget about Merlin, who I just want to push off a cliff since he's so annoying. This movie made me respect The Sword and the Stone, which is one of the most forgettable Disney movies, but at least Merlin and Arthur weren't portrayed horribly in that movie, and they weren't annoying. Everything just sucks in this movie. The music sucks, the dialogue sucks, the story sucks, the joke sucks, the character sucks. It irritates me so much. Why does this film exist? This is the only bad movie on the list, and I'm giving Shrek the Third a 2.5 out of 10. I don't have anything to say about Puss in Boots. It's an okay film. I like the flashback and backstory of Puss and Humpty Dumpty's relationship. I liked Puss as a main character. I also like the Western vibes in this movie, and that's tonally distinct from the other Shrek movies. The jokes are fine, the other characters are fine, the animation is fine, but it's awfully forgettable. I barely even remember the story. Like, this is the only Shrek movie I have almost no feelings about. At least I feel something while watching Shrek the Third. It loses some of the charm of the other Shrek films since it just plays the fairy tale straight and it doesn't do anything interesting with them. At the end of the day, this is an okay but forgettable addition to the Shrek franchise. Not terrible, but not great. 5 out of 10. Shrek Forever After was a nice, solid send-off to the Shrek movies and characters. Sure, it does lose some of the charm of the first 2 movies since it's more darker and less comedic and not as fun, but there's just so much emotional moments and arcs throughout this film that it would be stupid to call it bad. The villain in this movie is insanely fun, memorable, and actually raises the stakes for the characters. It's so interesting to see Far Far Away in shambles and in a wretched and dark state in another timeline. Shrek has an emotional arc in this movie, learning to appreciate what he has. We get to re-explore the friendship of Shrek and Donkey, and also the relationship of Shrek and Fiona. I also like that we see a whole rebellion of ogres in this movie. The finale of this movie is so intense and emotional with so much great moments. This is just a mature and emotional ending for the Shrek characters, and I'm giving Shrek Forever After a 7 out of 10. First Shrek film is just a classic, like the whole concept and premise of a world full of fairy tale tropes, but turns them on their head and twists them to be more dark and edgy is just so interesting and fun. Shrek is a great protagonist and I love his interactions with Donkey. This movie is also really funny. There are so many edgy and dark jokes that I'm surprised even made it into the film. This film also has a great soundtrack overall. The music they chose really incorporates and builds onto the tone and atmosphere of the world. The story and adventure is fun and exciting. Sure, the villain is not that interesting. The animation looks a little dated, but this will always be a timeless classic with great jokes and characters. I'm giving it a 8 out of 10. Okay, so the top two here for me are basically on the same level of greatness, and I have a hard time choosing which one is better, and I could change my mind tomorrow, so please don't hate on me for putting Puss in Boots: The Last Wish in second place. When I first saw the trailers for this film, I didn't think it was gonna be good, but I watched it and it astonished me. This is easily the best animated film of the year, and I cannot stress enough the fact that you need to watch this movie. There's just so much to love here. The animation and action looks incredible. Wolf is one of my favorite animated villains of all time, and he's just so menacing. The other villains are also really fun too. Puss goes on an amazing arc this film, learning the value of life, and there are some great themes about fear, anxiety, and death. It's a really mature and profound story that gives some intense and emotional sequences and moments. I already made a short video talking about it, and in that video I said it was a 9 out of 10 movie, but now I'm gonna raise it up to 9.5 out of 10 after watching it. Go watch it if you haven't already. Shrek 2 is such a perfect continuation to the first film, and it takes everything great about the first film and improves on it in every single way. The animation is better, the story is better, the jokes are funnier, the arc is more profound. It's just great. Far Far Away is just such a fun setting for this world. We get great new characters like Puss, and we get one of my favorite villains in animation, the fairy godmother. Shrek goes on such a mature and deep arc in this film. He learns that it's okay to be unique and you don't need to change yourself to be loved. The music is great, the action is great, the I Need a Hero sequence is one of my favorite scenes in all of animation. The stakes, the music, the action, everything was just executed so perfectly. I would have wanted Fiona to do more in the story, and there are some other nitpicks, but this is just one of the best animated movies, and maybe even the best animated sequels. I'm giving Shrek 2 a 9.5 out of 10.